Your objective is to rescue the two targets. Counting on you, boss. That's the target's predicted location. They should be somewhere in that area.
Driver,
Watch yourself.
Driver, disengage. Driver, engage. Driver, disengage.
Stealth mode.
Stealth mode.
Stealth mode. Stealth mode.
Hey, pal, stay okay?
Where are your friends? Stealth mode. Stealth mode.
You need to help her. Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. He's coming too. Roger that. Extract the remaining target. You gotta extract him.
Ship, het is Delta 2. Onze vermiste gevangenen. Lekker ze voor ontsnappen. Over. Dat is CP, begrijp. We gaan een zoektocht. Zo gauw als mogelijk. Uit. Wat gaan aan? Is je oké? Hey, slaap eens voorbij. Wat? Wat nou? Is je oké? Ship, het is Delta 2. Je moet de weg om het uit te checken. Stuur instructie. Over. Dat is CP, begrijp. De scherpsecurity zijn weer zwakker. Uit!
Thanks. You saved me.
Amazing, boss. Getting both prisoners out in that situation. Good work. Now exfiltrate. boss. He's coming too. Roger that. You gotta extract him. Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Spit it out.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Driver engaged. Driving mode. Launching mode. Driving mode. Launching mode. Driver disengaged.
situasie. Alle eenhede, staan by.
Kept you waiting, huh? Kept you waiting, huh?
Driver engaged.
You gonna extract him?
Chef, dis Delta 6. 'n Belangrijk pas iemand weggevat. Dis moeilike inbreker. Moet die ondersoek.
Driving mode.
Dis CP begin. En hulle verlies is onaanvaarbaar. Kan julle voorwoord? Uit.
All right, you're out of the hot zone. No enemy forces in pursuit. Mission complete. Yes, mission complete. Boss, that was exceptional. Boss, we placed the 2 targets in quarantine. They don't show signs of anything, but we'll monitor them just the same. If they had access to the Devil's House, I doubt they were sent there by some health organization. Cypher used them, and would have eliminated them eventually. But we'll protect them here. They've agreed to that. After all, we helped them out of the country as promised. The mission's complete. But boss, they've been behind the curtains at Ngamba. They examined the patients there nearly every day. They told us the patients were being made to listen to voices on tape. But the male target added something interesting. He said he doesn't know what was on the tapes because there was no English version. Of all the voices that were shoved down those people's throats, English wasn't one of them.
Boss, staying on the battlefield that long will have a negative impact on your health. Why not head back to Mother Base for a shower once in a while?
The boss is back. Let's go refuel and load up on artillery.
We're good to go, Chief.
What's the matter?
Stop this! Now!
What the fuck, you
me! Give me a hand! Hold her still! Dismissed.
Payback for how they treated her?
Doesn't explain the others. She had every chance to kill them. Tight security on her cell. This happens a second time. There won't be a third.
Boss, about Eli. I'd heard that one product of the Les Enfants Terribles project went missing in Africa. The age would be about right. Now, I'm not saying I think it's Eli, but I want to run a genetic test all the same. Don't worry, I'll have it done without him noticing. The test may take some time, but I'll tell you as soon as we have the results.
Thanks for that, boss.
Thank you. Good to see you, boss.
Roger.
This is Pequod. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is Pequod. On station at LZ. Gaining altitude.
contract comes from the Mbeli rebel militants. That's right. That general's fighters. Recently, one of their child soldier platoons staged an insurrection and split from the main group. Thing is, they took a hostage with them. The general's brother. His number 2. The contract is to extract both that prisoner and the leader of the renegade platoon. The message reads, "I love my brother. You must bring him back to me alive." It also says this about the leader of the child soldiers. He is an excellent soldier. I want to persuade him to rejoin the ranks of the righteous. Sounds a little too forgiving for the man who ordered those kids dead at the mine. I wonder what kind of persuasion the general has in store. With that in mind, here are your objectives. First, rescue and return the general's number 2 as requested. Second, extract the renegade leader, and we'll keep him at Mother Base. In other words, extract both targets out of the region. Good luck, boss.
Assault mode.
Your mission objectives are to extract the child soldier's commander and their captive, the general's number 2. This child soldier platoon decided to break away from the Mbeli militants. They took the number 2 captive and have occupied an abandoned village. Start by checking that location on your map. Boss, the child soldiers will treat you as an enemy, but they're just kids. See that they don't get hurt. Reconnaissance is best conducted from high vantage points. I've marked a good spot on your map. Take a look at your eye droid. High ground. Looks perfect for reconning the village.
Blocking road. Payload.
Stealth mode.
Stealth mode.
Yo salama.
There he is, the commander. Extract him.
Tatekita na boma. Ntangu beta songa boba ntu ya munduki.
Ngeke zola kabrove.
Still just a child. About the same age as those kids at the diamond mine. They may be small. They're armed just like any other soldier. Watch yourself, boss. The General's brother, his number 2. Get him out of there, boss. Another group of child soldiers? No, must be a squad they had out on patrol. Security will be tighter now. Watch yourself. Boss, another child soldier has entered the village. Must have been out on patrol. Looks like they had more than one patrol out. Security will be tighter now. Watch yourself.
Stealth mode. Stealth mode.
Limited to throws or punches. Their size and agility makes it too hard to catch them in a restraining hold.
Ketinge we kutulaka mono na nina me kwenda kana muvutuka bo tafa mono
That's the target prisoner. He's injured. Looks half-starved, too. There's no way he can stand the shock of a Fulton extraction. Get him out by chopper.
Tangi ya General ya Bakala. Lungu, Mosi, Tata ya Bankaka, na Mono, Elaka Mono, Mambu General Salaka. Bantu ya Buta, ti ya mbele, Ketinkaka Mosi, Beto Nyonso, ke Bampangi, Atampidina.
Roger.
Arriving shortly at LZ. This is Pequod. Have arrived at LZ. Will stand by.
Stealth mode.
Tampidina. Ya intentando. Kutoka diaka. Ni mabe. Venga. Ekizo. Tampasa. Lambi. Lambi.
Zone.
Gaining altitude. Departing.
He's coming too. Roger that. Mission complete. Great work. Tell them we took heavy resistance from the renegade platoon, and the hostage was killed in the firefight. Also, their leader wouldn't let himself be taken alive. I doubt the client will pay us for this one, but we got a big enough reward from the General's number 2 instead. And as for the number 2, he's saying he wants to join Diamond Dogs. I guess he knows what that means for him. He said, if I'm working for you, I can be number 2 or number 200 for all I care. Boss, we have an emergency. Many of our staff are falling ill. At first it seemed like a common cold, but before we knew it, blisters started popping up on their chests and... Damn it. I'll fill you in at the ACC. Just get in the chopper. Look closely. Those are the symptoms of the infection on Mother Base. The blisters on the body were full of tiny worms. Parasite larvae, most likely. But we couldn't find any adults. It doesn't seem to mature in the body, like a spargatum. We don't know the root of infection, or what causes symptoms to develop. Boss, you remember seeing these symptoms before? The bodies floating around in the oil facility, the bedridden test subjects at the Devil's House. This epidemic looks just like what we've seen on our hunt for Cypher. So this is the weapon of mass destruction Cypher was working on in Africa. Boss, the situation is urgent. We need to quarantine the infected and contain the pathogen. Priority now is to prevent more casualties. But the problem is, how do we tell who's infected? During the incubation period, we have no way of knowing who's clean. You'll have to try and guess who's infected before they go symptomatic and quarantine them. That'd be easy if we just knew the route or vector of the infection. From now on, if you even suspect a staff member's infected, use your iDroid to order them into quarantine. Given the situation, the men won't submit to quarantine just because I or the medical team tell them to. But they will listen to you. Of course, it's just a temporary measure until we find a permanent solution. But at least they'd be in solitary isolation so they won't infect each other, and we get the mental care they need. If we do nothing, we'll only lose more people. We have no choice. Boss, open your iDroid. I'll explain how to quarantine staff members suspected of infection. Go to the Mother Base menu and select Staff Management.
Remember before, boss? When Quiet attacked one of our guys on Mother Base, stuck a knife in his mouth. He's one of the very few soldiers who've had contact with her recently. Close contact. I don't think it's a coincidence that he was among those who became symptomatic pretty early on in this epidemic. Saliva and blood splatter.
First, take a look at the quarantine facility we've set up.
Whatever is causing this got inside him then.
Miller, that is a baseless accusation.
We'll isolate anyone who's already symptomatic at the quarantine facility. But we have to expect that there are multiple staff who are infected, but asymptomatic. So how do we identify them? At present, we have no way to tell them apart. But there has to be something for us to go on. If you notice anything, reassign staff you suspect are infected to the quarantine facility. We'll monitor them and then contact you if there's a change in their condition. Correctly quarantining these asymptomatic infected will reduce the number of new infections. You should continue with your missions as usual. If Cypher is behind this, going after them should help us determine the root cause of this epidemic. Also, until we identify the pathogen, we can't fire or dispatch any staff. We cannot let this thing spread. Boss, get to the bottom of this fast. We're counting on you.
You think there's some kind of clue in their mouths?
I don't know. But maybe there's something about the mouths of those who've become symptomatic, something in common.
Something their mouths have in common. Forget it. We can't trust her. Even if she can spot the infected, I don't want her help.
I understand how you feel. But this is something to go on.
Can't you see it's just like I said? Bringing her here was a big mistake. Quiet is gonna be the end of us.
Stand down. You've got zero proof. Try to keep an open mind on this, boss. There has to be a way to identify who's infected.
jobs come in. It's a hit. I'm the human trafficker who sent Shabani and the others to Nzoya Badia Bulu, where you ran into Skullface. The thing is, this guy might know something about the disease that's going around Mother Base. The symptoms are similar to the ones we saw at that factory. Start by checking the mission details on your iDroid.
Look closely. Those are the symptoms of the infection on Mother Base. The blisters on the body were full of tiny worms. Parasite larvae, most likely. But we couldn't find any adults. It doesn't seem to mature in the body, like a sparganum. We don't know the root of infection, or what causes symptoms to develop. The infection rate, along with the number of dead, are both on the rise. If we don't find the cause, and soon...
Boss, do you remember seeing these symptoms before? The bodies floating around in the oil facility? The bedridden test subjects at the Devil's House? This epidemic looks just like what we've seen on our hunt for Cypher. It could be a counterplay by Skullface.
That's insane. You mean they weaponize parasites?
Parasite?
Boss, there's a target on the run somewhere on the savannah. Your job is to find and eliminate him. He's a logistics officer for the PF known as Rogue Coyote. On the side, however, he colluded with the Buta regime, abducting people from Mbeli villages and supplying them as slave labor. That's right. He's a human trafficker. His victims ended up all over the place. Brothels, black market, organ trade, diamond mines. And he was the one who sent Shabani and the other kids to the Devil's House. But then an Mbeli rebel group finally added him to their hit list. The target decided it was time to quit, and now he's trying to leave the country. If he makes it back to his country, he'll be no more than a civilian, and he'll avoid facing a court-martial, like so many other war biz junkies. I'll bet he plans on enjoying a new live finance with his blood money. The client's order is to take him out. How you go about that is up to you, boss.
Someone else has turned symptomatic. The staff member's been moved to quarantine, but at this rate we're going to lose everybody. Find out what's causing this and quarantine the infected.
baba, tata na mono, intangu yandi ibandaka ke sala namin.
Geke salaka, tata nange mingi.
Ah, eli lolu la mono. Muzo laka vekutuba.
Ukizina uge bigi laka mono. Ukizina uge bigi laka mono.
Hey, Tepe, Eli, what's the matter? Fighting will get you nowhere, Eli. Cut it out, kid. That ain't a toy. Eli.
Don't call me that! I'm not a kid. You hear me?
Enough. On the battlefield, they use one another's nom de guerre. But here, we insist they use their real names. Well, that hasn't sat too well with Eli. Or should I say, Unyoka ya Mbempe. He thinks his boys are letting us grown-ups walk all over him.
Roger.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ.
boss. There's a target on the run somewhere on the savannah. Your job is to find and eliminate him. He's a logistics officer for the PF known as Rogue Coyote. On the side, however, he colluded with the Buta regime, abducting people from Mbeli villages and supplying them as slave labor. That's right. He's a human trafficker. His victims ended up all over the place. Brothels, black market, organ trade, diamond mines. And he was the one who sent Shabani and the other kids to the Devil's House. But then an Mbeli rebel group finally added him to their hit list. The target decided it was time to quit, and now he's trying to leave the country. If he makes it back to his country, he'll be no more than a civilian, and he'll avoid facing a court-martial. Like so many other war biz junkies. I'll bet he plans on enjoying a new live finance with his blood money. The client's order is to take him out. How you go about that is up to you, boss.
Boss, the target is a PF logistics officer who works as a human trafficker on the side. The client wants him dead. He's currently on the run somewhere on the savannah with bodyguards. Unfortunately, we don't know what route they're taking. All we have to go on is a coded transmission sent by the PF at the Ditati abandoned village. It appears to be a workup of the target's security plans, but to decipher it, we'll need an intel file with the encryption key. This key should be at the comms facility at the Ditati abandoned village. Check your iDroid to see what the target looks like, as well as the location of the village. Find the route. Find the man.
Be careful down there, boss.
The target is on the move somewhere on the savannah. Problem is, we don't know what route he's taking. It's too big a search area to cover without more information. If you can find that intel file, it could give you a lead on him. That's the Ditati abandoned village. The enemy transmission originated from there. It'd be worth checking out.
Driver engaged. Driver moving. Stealth mode.
The martial eagle is Africa's largest bird of prey. Apparently, they'll even hunt jackals. I don't think you have anything to worry about.
Where are your friends? Spit it out.
You gotta extract him.
Ek het gehoor, Big Boss het hier op die grens opgedaag.
Jy's nie ernstig nie. Ek bedoel, ek het gehoor die groot baas is terug in besigheid was.
Glo my, ek het op goeie gesag. En blykbaar is dit ook Big Boss vir die ontploffing by die olifant veroorsaak het.
Hoekom sal hy 'n brandstoftank opblaas?
Dis nie voor die hand liggend nie. Hy haat die CIA vir die moord op sy manne. En nou is die sakebeampte met die aanvalsbevel op sy basis in Afrika.
Wat het dit te doen met Mfinda?
Moet ek weet. Dis onmoontlik om hier tred te hou met al die bande tussen die nuussoldate en die militante magte. As die lakkie aan ons kant is, dan is uiteindelik geen goed kontakteer.
Dis nie 'n troostende gedagte nie.
Soos ek gesê het. Wees wakker.
Kak.
Ek sien julle.
Ja. Okay.
Prisoner. He might have some information. If you extract him, we'll see what he knows. He's coming too. Roger that.
Stealth mode.
You gotta extract him.
Ina metodi po kusalilaka zana kulonguka mutu.
That prisoner you extracted was a civilian abducted by the target. He says the trafficker is trying to make contact with a human rights NGO. He hopes that by handing over his list of buyers, they'll guarantee his safety. But I don't get it. Why an NGO? Why run to someone else for help?
you're pretty good. Get you where you're pretty good. Where are your friends? Get you where you're pretty good. Spit it out. Get you where you're pretty good. Get you where you're pretty good.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Get you where you're pretty good. Get you where you're pretty good. Get you where you're pretty good. Get you where you're pretty good.
Roger that.
heb je. De Zulfie. Die hulpbron is weg. Het bleek ons het aannemen. Moet ik onderzoeken. Word. CFD, begrijp. Bescherm securiteit in punt die indringer. Uit.
Snake, are you okay? Snake!
Boss, the target is moving across the savannah. Find him and eliminate him. Unfortunately, we don't know what route they're taking. Find a route. Find a man. All we have to go on is a coded transmission sent by the PF at the Ditati abandoned village. It appears to be a workup of the target's security plans, but to decipher it, we'll need an intel file with the encryption key. This key should be at the comms facility at the Ditati abandoned village. Check your iDroid to see what the target looks like, as well as the location of the village.
Where are your friends? Spit it out.
gonna extract him.
Hey, quit kidding around. Snake? Snake!
Boss, the target is moving across the savannah. Find him and eliminate him. Unfortunately, we don't know what route they're taking. Find a route. Find a man. All we have to go on is a coded transmission sent by the PF at the Ditati abandoned village. It appears to be a workup of the target's security plans, but to decipher it, we'll need an intel file with the encryption key. This key should be at the comms facility at the Ditati abandoned village. Check your iDroid to see what the target looks like, as well as the location of the village.
Kept you waiting, huh? Kept you waiting, huh? Kept you waiting, huh? Talk. Kept you waiting, huh? 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 Kept you waiting, huh?
You gonna extract him? The intel file we need might be in that tent. Take a look.
Kept you waiting, huh? Kept you waiting, huh? Kept you waiting, huh? Kept you waiting, huh?
Alles gespannen, das steht hier. Anfangspositie. Alle eenheden, anfangspositie. ja. Sug op vaart verloor. Verspreid laaste punt van kontak. Oor. Dit is CT, begryp. Doe jy ondersoek. Maar wees versigtig. Uit. Hier zo! Hier zo!
Laat hij wegkomen!